Hey guys, what's up? So today's video is going to be a little bit of a rant, and it's going to be talking about the environment. So nowadays the big push is for environmental stuff. Usually what you hear is, conserve water, recycle, reduce usage of different things, don't use plastic, don't throw away plastic, energy efficient cars, high gas mileage cars, using solar, using wind and all that stuff, which is all really good stuff. And it's awesome that we're pushing forward and we're doing that. However, what's always so interesting to me is a huge factor is never even addressed. It's just kind of glazed over, just kind of looked over like, no, we don't talk about that. Don't you bring that up. So what I'm talking about is animal products and cattle. Cows use so much resources. Not only do they eat a ton, so they're being fed corn and they're being fed food that we're having to grow. They produce a lot of gas, a lot of methane gas, and not only that, they also consume a ton of water. So we're growing food to feed something to feed us. But the thing is nobody ever talks about it. It's like the kid in the back that has the answer to the question, and he's like raising his hand. He's like, hey, over here. And the teacher's just like, just glances over him and picks somebody else because it's something that people don't want to know about, don't want to hear. So it's like, use less water. Don't use plastic, recycle your stuff, do this, do that. And the minute somebody says, well, hey, you know what, maybe we should consume less meat or go to a plant-based diet. Well, whoa, you shut your mouth, okay? That is my right, and you don't tell me anything about that stuff. When it's like, well, that's a huge thing. It's a huge factor of part of damaging the environment. And I'm not one to say, you have to do this and you have to do that. Everybody makes their own choices. Everybody does their own thing. But at least be knowledgeable and be a little bit educated about what's really damaging the environment. Now, are we going to be perfect with everything? No, we're not going to be perfect with everything, but it definitely needs to be addressed. And if somebody is really crazy green and about the environment and recycling and reducing and doing all that stuff, you have to throw in animal products in the mix. You can't just completely just ignore that and say, nope, that has no effect at all, that doesn't do anything at all, because that's crazy. It's just like blinders, and nobody talks about it. Why? Because for one, nobody wants to think about animal products and eating animal products as being bad for the environment. And two, the dairy industry and the meat industry, the cattle industry, is such a huge industry with so much money that will shut it down if anybody starts to talk about it and say, hey, you know what? A big part of global warming and deforestation and the rainforest, dying and, using all this land to grow food for cattle and stuff, they will shut that down. They don't want people to know about that. So it's always the focus on solar energy and wind energy and reduce water usage and get the cars kind of higher gas mileage and better gas mileage, which are all really good stuff, and I totally encourage that, and I'm not saying anything bad about that because we really need to do that. But to just completely glaze over the fact of animal products and how much destruction that causes and creates is just silly. I guess people are going to pick their battles and say, I'm going to use less water, but I'm going to eat, a lot of red meat during the week. So this video is really just to kind of enlighten and bring ideas out to people and bring them out into the open for discussion to talk about. We obviously know that cows eat a lot of food and they drink a lot of water and they produce, methane gas. And they are an environmental factor whether we want to think so or not. It's just the facts, it's just the truth. I'm not this huge environmental crusader, but I try to use glass when I can. I try to reduce my plastic. I try to recycle the stuff. I try to use less water. And then of course I eat a plant-based diet, so I eat a vegan diet, and I'm not using a bunch of animal products. So that in turn is probably the biggest thing that I'm doing for helping the environment. So those are just some of my thoughts. I figured I'd bring it up today and bring it up to you guys. And as I always say, everybody has a choice to do what they want, but the animals can't necessarily tell you what's going on, and they can't really talk to you and bring stuff forward to you. So I am doing that today, and I'm also bringing forward information and facts that a lot of politicians and a lot of the meat and dairy industry do not want you to know. They do not want to address it, they don't want to bring it up, and they will keep it quiet. Anyways, hopefully you guys learned something, and any questions, comments, leave them in the box below. I'll talk with you guys later. Hope you're having a good day. Okay, bye.